think that's Granite. That was the star I was talking about earlier. But let's see. Hopefully, okay, we got signal. Perfect, and we're getting a nice gale rise, I guess you could call it. Yeah. Hello guys, welcome back to episode 5 of our GCC. This is a new title. So today what I'm going to do is actually going to go land on those moons that we flew by last episode. So that's the goal for today, but we're gonna have to do a couple things before we can actually do any of those landings. First off, our communication system is very bad, and in the past, as you can see, we can barely get any signal anywhere in the system. The only reason we could even go to those places because we had the main Kerbal Space Center tracking station, which actually allowed us, behaved very well. The planet was in the right position when we were going by the moon, so we got signal when we needed it to, and that's why those missions were even successful. But let's be honest, everything else here was pretty much for no reason to build any of this because the rockets I launched didn't have enough fuel to do what they needed to do, and in the end they just ended up being just little extra help, but not much. When we were like there, I guess, kind of, but not really. But right now they're not really getting any signal. These two are getting signal from this one, but I mean there's still a lot of places in the planet that don't have any signal. If you're like over here, you're pretty much screwed. Other than for this satellite, we have to be way close to it still because the antenna was very bad. So here's what I'm gonna do. First things first, and the game doesn't crash. There we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and upgrade the VAB. Okay, that's gonna give us extra parts all the way to 255 parts. Alright, so we can, instead of 30, we can do 255 parts total. So a lot bigger rockets, a lot more interesting probes that we can build, more complicated, better functioning, more science experiments, everything that we could think of, we can do now once we upgrade this, which we did right now. So very good, very good. Very nice. Bigger building. Alright. So we still have a lot of money and a lot of science to waste, so let's go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to buy is for bigger antennas. We need bigger antennas. Better antennas, so we're going to go ahead and do that right now and research that. Alright. We don't need all of them. We're just going to research 2, I would assume. Yeah, this big one. And maybe this other small one. Or maybe this one. 15G. Ooh. Oh, that's wow. That's a lot of range. I don't think that's supposed to be there. That's a lot of range. That's probably a lot more range than similar range to the ones up here. Oh, no, actually no. Interesting. Well, it matches this one. Wow. Alright. So we have, well, I guess we should just get this one, right? Since it's a lot better and it's more expensive. It seems to have a lot of distance on it. Hopefully I'm not failing here on what I can do. Alright, so it's very expensive though. But, I mean, I think in the end it's going to be better to buy this instead of buying the other smaller antennas. So, yeah, I have antennas. I don't need these, actually. I mean, for this one would do. This one could do too, but nah. Right now we need to save some money because we're a little bit low. And we're going to do a couple of launches, so we need to be careful what we buy. I'm going to research this, though. The Landvermesser B, whatever that is. For our landing machines that we're going to be making to go to those moons. I don't know if I'm going to be able to compress it. All the stuff that I'm going to do into one episode. If I can, then you'll be getting a lot of content in this one episode. I don't know if it's possible, though, because it's a lot. I have to build the communication systems around the planet, so, a network, basically. So that's going to take a while. I need to clean up a bit, actually, because there's a bunch of junk up there we don't need anymore. And also, I have to make the ship that we're going to use to go land on the planet, on the moons. And so that's going to take a bit of time. But I'll try my best. Hopefully we can get at least 1 landing in here, and 2 at the most, but we'll see what happens. All right, so I'm going to go build the rockets that I'm going to be using to transport the communication satellites, and then, hopefully, in a bit, I'll have everything done, alright? So I'll speak to you in a bit after I constructed everything. Alright, so I just got my first satellite in orbit with the new antennas. And they seem to be doing very well. They seem to be able to communicate with things far away. Even the probe that we sent out there. Remember the lunar EM1 mission or whatever? So that was a probe that we launched last episode to fly by through the moons and stuff. So it can communicate outside the system, which is very good. And probably if we put a better antenna, it can go on the other probe. It can go further, maybe into one of these planets. We'll test that at some point. But for now, here's the satellite that I put up. A very similar rocket to the one that I used to push everything else up there. Up to especially the lunar EM1 mission. So similar to that, just a little less longer. And yeah. I'm almost out of fuel due to the calculations that you have to do. I'm still not in the best inclination. I'm not in equatorial orbit yet, but I'm pretty close, and I don't think it should affect much, especially since we're pretty much where we want to be. 2863, 2863, 333, 31, around the same, around close. So yeah, I've got a little blinking lights to make everything look a little bit cooler and stuff. Go make sure that one faces the right direction. This one too. And anyway, so yeah, you're not gonna be seeing much of these little satellites, but just make sure that you know how they look like. You know, we're not gonna come back here at any point unless we have to like make an upgrade or something, which I would just launch another satellite. But if we like, you know, something like that. But yeah, this is a satellite. If you're wondering how I get my ships to communicate, I put satellites around the planet. I'm gonna go ahead and put the other two up, and then we'll do the Iota mission. So I'll see you when that's ready to go. Alright guys, so that ended up taking a lot longer than I was hoping it would take, but I built the lander, the satellites are all in position, and I think we can do this. I think this is gonna be a good one. But sadly, the lander parts that I wanted to use are small, so you know, I had to put parts inside other parts, but I don't think that should be that big of a deal. So yeah, basic things: fuel, small engine, landing legs, science experiment packages everywhere. So hopefully we can get at least 20 points of science out of this mission. I don't know, but I think we might just hop around on one of the moons, probably Iota, for a while instead of going to another one. Because if we go to another one, you know, it's just gonna be a waste of time to just go for like 2 minutes to one planet, to one moon, and then leave it. You know what I mean? So I think that we'll just stay in Iota once we get there and jump around a little bit, maybe do some science. If not, if it's a little boring, if I get bored and I still have enough fuel, I may just go to SETI. You know, but I don't think so. This lander is very small. It has a lot of power, but I don't know. I couldn't put many tanks. I actually had to add tanks to it, which kind of was lame, but you know, what can you do about it? But it's its own probe, so you don't have to worry about adding probes. You know, it has its reaction wheels and everything, so everything can be done with that one little thing. Just have to have the right engines, I guess. But let's go ahead and launch this thing. Yeah, it looks like everything's good. Yeah, I also stopped using the hydrogen stage because it wasn't giving enough. It wasn't enough reason to keep spending that much money on that little stage without it giving us much of any efficiency. So I decided to just remove it. I also have solar panels on here, so we can get power because those solar panels are looking straight up, so they're not gonna get much power by themselves. So okay, let's go ahead and launch this thing. As usual, slow launch. Hopefully we have enough gas to get to where we want to go. Calculations that I made, I had enough, but we'll see. I'm probably gonna again speed through it, not to bore you guys with the launch. You know, in editing, I'm just gonna make the speed go like 4 times as fast, so you don't get bored. And yeah, whenever that happens, you'll know. But for now, I'm gonna have to control this thing all the way up. Too bad it wasn't daytime when we launched. I should have waited. The interesting thing is that Gratian is another planet, I think, right? That's the one that it's... Oh, Granus, not Gratian. I haven't seen Granus. I haven't seen Granus in a while. Maybe that's it? No, that's all. There's so many planets in this thing. It's amazing how many planets one mod adds. And there's also an option where you can add the OPM planets to the other star if you ever want to add a little bit extra. But I tried it and it really lags, so be careful with that. That's the only thing. But if you have a better computer than I do and can handle more of that, more of those textures, I guess, with the planets and stuff, then yeah, go for it. Once you get out to that other star, you can do more exploration of other planets and stuff. Let's see how far this rocket can get us. I wasn't doing very well with gravity turn. But yeah, I'm just gonna speed through this. You'll know if it's successful enough in a couple minutes. So I'll talk to you when we're in orbit at least, or we're about to get into orbit around Iota. Alright, so I came in on the inner side so I can still get signal, because the only way I can lose signal is if I go around it on the outer side of the planet. That will cause me to lose contact when I'm very low over the moon. So I decided to just come in the inner side, which will let me keep contact with the satellites over there pretty much forever. So let's go ahead and approach the moon of Iota. We still have a little bit of fuel. We consumed a lot more fuel than I hoped we were, but we got enough here. We're gonna have to land somewhere around there. Maybe I can change the place where we're gonna land eventually at some point, but once we're in orbit. But I don't know how successful that would be, or how much of a good idea that would be. And I think we're still pretty high there. I can't tell very well. Yeah, definitely. We're still pretty high, so that's good. Alright, texture problems over there. Things load in a little bit better once we're inside the. Once they're closer, I guess. You can start to see some craters and stuff, maybe. Mountains. Very cool. Still got contact with the planet, yes. Good, good. I think right now we're contacting KSC, so direct contact to KSC. Now we're contacting some satellites. Alright, let's go ahead and go retrograde here and see how much we can slow down. Depending on how much fuel we have, I might have to just land where we can. Sadly. Alright, let's see how this is getting affected. Alright, we're in orbit successfully, and we still have a bit of fuel, so we can kind of choose where I want to land. I kind of want to land close to these cracks here, those canyons that the moon has. I don't know whether they could have been caused because it's more composed more of an icy material than rock. But I don't know, maybe just a couple meteors hit it in the right places and caused those weird formations. But I definitely want to go there, and this also seems very interesting. There's a lot of different altitudes here, like right there. It looks like that's a lot higher than everything else. I don't know why, but I want to go there too. But we'll see how much fuel we have. The fuel limit is a problem right now, so let's go ahead and just burn all of it here. We don't want to get too low, but and around here I'll do my orbit. Oh, we're out of gas at this point, so there you go. That was the last bit of gas. Alright, so at this point, what I'm going to do is, and then stage. Okay, so we got our other engine there on our Bobcat lander. That's what I called it, because, cats always land on their legs, and hopefully this thing can land on its legs too. Probably not, but we'll see. Alright, so let's go ahead and deploy our landing legs. And blinking lights, maybe? No, really, this one doesn't want to cooperate, so I'll just turn that one off. Everything else seems to be blinking. Anyway, that's just gonna get annoying, actually. So let's go ahead and go to the day side. Let's see where we can get some signal and where we can't. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna lose signal on this side, unless there's some glitch that the signal can just go through planets. Hopefully not, because that would be bad. But if they can't, then we would probably lose signal around there, and I want to land somewhere around here. So I don't think we're going to have to make an inclination change. We're just going to land somewhere here and there. Let's look at our electricity. Yeah, we lost signal. We also got... Alright, so we're... are we gaining signal electricity? I think we are. Tiny bit. Yeah, okay, so we're definitely a lot closer now. And we can get a lot more detail here of the landing, of the area we're gonna try to explore once we get over there. But yeah, that was just the side I was talking about. A lot of hills, a lot of mountains. Very, very interesting textures. Looks like a salty material too, kind of like you would look at salt. Anyway, hopefully we can get signal again before anything bad happens, like running out of electricity or something like that. I think that's Granite. That was the star I was talking about earlier. But let's see, hopefully... Okay, we got signal. Perfect. And we're getting a nice gale rise, I guess you could call it. Yeah. Alright. It's always good to get some screenshots, even if you're not a YouTuber like me. It's always good to get some screenshots of the game, because you might want to use them as your wallpaper or something. You never know. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Alright, let's we can actually start slowing down for our final approach here. We got enough gas to do that, so let's go ahead and slow it down here. Alright. Alright, slow down. Okay, we're officially on a Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read it, what this says. So, the recent accomplishment of our space program have attracted contributions from numerous organizations. We have entered into a suborbital space flight above Iota. So, right now, we're basically, if we leave things like this, we would crash into the moon and probably disappoint a lot of people. So, hopefully that doesn't happen. Let's hope that our signals stay up. Alright, let's keep going here. This is a new body, so I don't know how. And I think these are the big cracks I was talking about earlier. So yeah, definitely I might go in for a landing there. And that one over there, or around it actually. Or maybe even bring a crewed mission at some point next. In the next episode or something. In the next couple episodes, I guess. Sadly though, I'm running out of time here. This episode took a lot longer than I thought it was. Alright, so let's engage our engine there. It's not the most controllable landing unit, but it does the job. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to land here, because if we let it go on, we're not gonna get much sun. And this probe gets most of its electricity from the sun, and we need the sun to, you know. So even these apparently are not even paying attention to the sun up there. So there we go. Alright, so now we should, yeah, definitely. Okay, we got electricity, no problem anymore. Alright, let's go ahead and continue here. I don't want to drop straight down, but you know. Can I warp faster? Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's about the place I want to land at. Actually, let's just go ahead and land here. Looks like it, like the ridge is the little crack, the canyon here is down there, but looks like this area at least gets a little bit flatter. A bit, not much, but a bit, enough for me to actually want to land here. As long as our solar panels get sunlight, we'll be fine. As long as that happens, we'll be okay. I wonder if, like, if you go like too low in the terrain, like if your satellites get blocked because of, you know, mountains and you can't contact that, will that like block the signal? Because that's the only thing I'm worried about right now, a little bit, not much. If I were to go down there, you know. The reason I didn't go down there is because I don't know if we're gonna get any sun down there, especially right now. Look, it's very close to the horizon at this point. So anyway, let's slow down here. Altitude, we're at 1,000 meters less now. 800 meters up. Alright, this engine is very powerful actually. It gives a lot of thrust for a little teeny weeny engine, so you know, don't play around with rockets because they'll burn. Alright. Yeah, it's very flat. I mean, you know, decently flat, I guess. Not as flat as I would want it to be, but it's flat. 200 meters. $100 almost. Alright, it's gonna be a very soft landing. I did a very good job at coming in. A lot of planning went into this. Alright, almost there. No, not too much, too much, too much. And 10 meters. Watch the Kraken just completely ruin this at the last minute. Boop. There you go. Now that's a landing. That's a perfect landing, and stuff is still up there. Bobcat L1, LV1 debris. Nice, nice. And we got a nice view over there of the planet. And another planet. And a star. And the sun. And another planet. Well, anyway. Oh no, that's actually a moon. Sorry, but anyway. So we got... It looks like we got a lot of solar power here. Well, one of them at least is in direct view of the sun, of a star. So let's go ahead and deploy this thing. How much money did we get? 31,000. Perfect. And that was both of the contracts that we. Oh, we're gonna. Okay, I can do these still. I forgot we had that one, but this one we can do right now. And the other one I can just, you know, lift off a little bit. So the first thing you would do when you were visiting a new planet with a robot, you would take image of the landing site, right? Which is what this thing is going to be doing, even though it's facing up. And so that's I would have gotten fired for that. Well, anyway, let's just go ahead and transmit that. So once I transmit it, I won't be able to use it, and that's okay. Alright, transmitted, and we're losing electricity. No, we're gaining electricity. Alright. It's gonna be a while though, because it looks like it took a lot. And these solar panels aren't doing a very good job of recovering our electricity, but that makes sense. Alright, let's do the big one then. The big gigantic antenna that we drove here for no reason. Alright. Transfer that. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, we still got some electricity and it's going back up again. How much science do we have right now? 62, sorry, 62. And let's go ahead and log the pressure data, transmit that. And then log the pressure, the temperature of the highlands. I'll make sure to track that so we don't come here accidentally again. It's always a good idea to, when you're doing space missions, career missions, to track where you landed already, so you don't get the same experiments again, causing you to lose a lot of science, even though you did a whole spectacular mission to get there. So just be careful with that. So highlands, maybe with a Kerbal someday, but not anytime soon. We're probably gonna go down to those cracks over there soon. So transmit that, and then anything else that we can transfer. So yeah, that'll be all for today, I think. With the big gigantic red star over there, Grannis, and Odo, and the planet, and the American flag. So yeah, I think thanks for watching. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Like and subscribe, and yeah, goodbye.